What is up, my friends? Jesse with Just Man Sports Cards. Today we're going to go over my top 10 favorite YouTube videos or channels, I guess it is. And we'll go through each one and kind of why I placed them where I did. I kind of sorted it from like bottom 10 to top 1, but we'll see how it goes. It's kind of loosey-goosey there. The first couple, I definitely highly recommend that you go and subscribe to their channels. I highly recommend that you go and subscribe to all these channels. But the first couple folks could definitely use the subscribers, and that only helps them put out more content, especially if you're into 90s content. The Card Closet Canada dabbles a little bit in 90s. You can see from just the tabs here. He opens the box here and shows a pretty cool top loader folder. So check him out, Simon446. A little more of an analytical approach. I have an economics background, so he sometimes gets into the what you would call the weeds of the finances and stuff like that. 443 subscribers, so he could use some more. And he's pretty consistent about putting out content. You can see here, so he definitely deserves some more subscribers. More like recent content, but also about like population reports and stuff like that. pdxwax. This guy mainly picks up a bunch of cards off of ComC and grades the cards. And he has a very, very, very keen eye. And you can see here that he shows what he's invested and picked up. I really enjoy the videos. It's kind of the water into wine true story. And he just has a real sharp eye and does a really good job at getting 9s and 10s. Mind Cycle, getting close to 1,000 here. Long time collector. He's been at it a long time. He runs the hobby boards. So this is another thing. Some of these people have just been collecting for 10 plus years, and I really appreciate that mindset. I just haven't been doing it for that long. So it's people that have just been consistently buying over the last decade. I find it very interesting. He's most famous for having the Jokic Gold Prism in a binder. And before Jokic got big, so his hobby talks are pretty good, and he shows his pickups. So definitely should give him some love. And he focuses on 90s and modern. So I dig it. Not going to spend much time here. Baseball card collector, investor, dealer. He's got a lot of subs. He's probably in the top 5 or 10 sports cards channels. He does videos regularly every week. High rollers and low rollers, or mid rollers, I forget what it's called, are probably his most famous videos. He's a longtime collector. Seems like a really genuine guy. If you're not watching his videos, I recommend it. It's kind of an oddball one, but I stuck in the middle. Alpha Investments, huge subscriber account here. He mainly deals in Magic and Pokemon, but he used to be a stock trader. So sometimes he does these, he calls them like whiteboard things, and they're very interesting. I should put it that way. He's highly, highly entertaining. Even if you're not into Magic and Pokemon, I probably watch like 1 out of 6 videos. You'll get the gist in the first minute or 2 if you're into it, but he does a really good job on like explaining holding wax long term, and I think he's the largest holder of Magic and Pokemon wax. I could be wrong on the Pokemon, but very interesting takes. CardLadder. These two guys really know 90s basketball. They dabble in all the sports. Chris HOJ and then Cardboard Chronicles. They're both on Instagram. They ask for questions every week, so you can ask questions. They typically get to, I would say, like 80% of the questions. So if you have some stuff that, and I watch their crossover show every week. It's typically about 2 hours long. Yeah, they've been about on the money. They used to do longer ones. It was like 3-4 plus hours. They've kind of gotten away from that style and just kind of do the 2 hours, but they do it almost every Friday. And if you're into 90s basketball, these guys have some huge cards and have just been collecting for a long time. They talk about consolidating, moving up, and they just have a really nice collector mindset. TylerShort might be a little controversial. I think he's pretty funny, but sometimes his language and how he describes stuff might not be for everyone. So it's just like anything in life. Anyways, he grades a lot of modern stuff and has a very good idea of flipping sports cards, which I just find interesting grading to flip. He does a really good job, and he shows all his finances, so the guy is pretty legit. Alico, one of the OGs, 11,000. He mainly just does PSA reveals, but he has how many videos? Yeah, close to 2,000 videos. So he's been at this like for 10 plus years. His PSA reveals are some of the most popular. He sometimes has like water into wine, but then he has some like huge monster cards on some of these orders as well. And he grades with SGC and PSA, and he kind of talks about why. So tons and tons of PSA videos, and then if you go way back, he shows like ripping product, but he has a pretty good mindset and is a long-term hoarder. And top of the list, ThoseBackPages. Eric mainly collects baseball, but he dabbles in all the sports. He also collects like historic stuff. But to me, some of the videos are so baseball eccentric, it's a little tougher watch, but he has a strong collector mind. I definitely feel like he should be way more popular than he is on some of these videos, just the topics that he goes over. And sometimes he has his own personal rants, but definitely worth checking him out and just the mindset. And that's what I really try to touch on a lot of these, is just these people's mindsets. There's, I think, a lot to learn from. ThoseBackPages, Alico, CardLadder has some great long-term mindsets. Mind Cycle, Alpha Investments is more like just like doing well in life type of advice with investments. He's really smart on it. So I recommend you check out all these people. And I hope everyone's having a great Memorial Day weekend. Catch you later. Peace.